And so Marty's challenge to me was like, hey, could we, using someone's 7 iron, which everyone pretty much always does in a fitting, can we predict the rest of their clubs? Can we predict how their 8 iron, 9 iron, 6 iron, 5 iron, 4 iron will perform? Um, and I think I heard this challenge. I think it was around COVID time. I was like, I don't think that's possible. Like that seems pretty hard to go from a 33-degree lofted 7 iron to a 60-degree or the opposite direction to get down to a 15-degree 3 wood and predict that correctly. You're moving 20 degrees of loft in either direction.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and kind of spent a little more time on it. I was always like, let's give the Marty ideas a chance. There are always usually a lot of good nuggets in there. And so we looked at our one thing we have done for basically every iron that we've ever released is do a gap test. And so we'll have players at our ping proving grounds range go through. If we're releasing a club that has 4 iron through pitching wedge, they will hit 3 shots or 5 shots with every single one of those clubs. And those are some of the worst tests to try to do when it's 110 out. You're very you're very exhausted and hot and sweaty after 45 minutes of doing that. But the data gathered is super valuable. And so I was able to look at those tests. We've probably have like 100,000 shots that have been hit with that protocol. And then we got some really good, uh, clear trends when someone moves from a 7 iron to a 6 iron. They gain 5 miles an hour ball speed and their launch goes down by 2 degrees and their spin goes down by 1,000 RPM. And you start to build those trade offs together. And now we're pretty confident that we can predict in someone's entire iron set based solely on their 7 iron numbers.
Hmm.
Um, and then we were like, how can we layer on top of that? Like, kind of the original goal was, can we predict your hybrids and fairwoods? And so to support that, we now call it the gapping app to help gap your clubs. Um, we've done testing of, we'll have, when we release a new hybrid line or fairwood line, we'll do a gap test where we have someone hit a 7 wood, a 4 hybrid, and a 4 iron and see how those perform. Do the same thing with the IDIs that just came out. We did
Excuse me.
we would do an IDI versus 4 iron versus 4 hybrid test. Um, and so now we've built out that database, and basically anyone now can come in, give us your 7 iron numbers, and can predict out your entire set from 3 wood through lob wedge and tell you what we recommend for what hybrid you should choose, what fairwood we should choose, and kind of what IDI or different kind of bridge clubs we want to use. So I think that was one of the more, like, kind of going in, I didn't think it was possible for us to do a full gapping off a single club, and it's been one of the more powerful tools we have to be able to provide that to our fitters and to our consumers.